Good morning, everyone. My name is Shawn Burke, and I'm an ASEA athlete. We've had the opportunity to hear some great stories about how ASEA is changing the world, both in health and with opportunity. My wife and I, Veronica, are so grateful to Advance in Life for providing us the unique opportunity to help out in Ecuador, and to ASEA, who has helped me to excel as an athlete and also helped me become a better person. After a return from Ecuador, Kim Larson heard my story and asked me if I would share it with you. And I'm going to try. My story is a bit personal, and I hope you will bear with me as I tell it. I'm pretty nervous, as you can probably tell. But I'm quite comfortable talking about ASEA and athletics. My story is a bit harder for me to share. As an athlete, even with the incredible benefits of ASEA's products, I still have to stay competitive at a championship level. So far, that's resulted in 3 silvers, 53 golds, including an overall championship recently at 59. People have always asked me how and why I train so hard. But I seldom tell them the truth. That is too personal. You see, it's therapy for me, as I have spent the last 36 years in a race to stay ahead of my personal demons. Today, I'm going to share with you the truth of the hardest race I have ever run. Each year since 2017, Veronica and I have traveled to Ecuador to assist in building of a trade school and community complex. The facility under construction is located deep in the jungles of Ecuador, where poverty and lack of government support leaves little hope for education, opportunity, or advancement to all the people, and especially the children in this remote area. Over the past 3 years, Veronica and I have seen not only the construction of the school, but the birth of hope in the eyes of many of the children. But this year, something transformational happened to me. Although it's been a 3-year journey of change, it was only this year that it hit home in such a profound way. You see, 36 years ago, long before I was a ASEA athlete, I was a young Army Ranger propelling into the jungles of Panama, sent there to seek and destroy. As a young soldier, I've served our country proudly and did what I need to do to accomplish my mission, and I fought to defend my friends. But like many vets, the Freya battle has left deep and permanent scars in my heart. I was left emotionally guarded, isolated, and alone. Yes, even in a room full of friends, family, and loved ones. For this is my secret shame and painful carried that only other vets with battle-born scars would understand. These personal demons have always been difficult for me to talk about. And so I train. I swim, I bike, and I run great distances to try and quiet my mind and fend off the ghosts that have haunted me so long. This last year when I stepped off the bus, it was into a hauntingly familiar surrounding, a jungle just like the one of my young self. And it was just then that the past came crashing down on me really hard. I broke into a cold sweat. The muscles of my back tightened, and both of my fists clenched into fist. I was instantly transported back to becoming that young ranger whose senses were on high alert as he began a threat assessment of his surroundings. The jungle became full of danger and death. This echo of the past was broken by the laughter of small children swarming us in welcome. Many we recognized, many remembered us as well. Veronica, my beautiful wife of 25 years, who's Hispanic by birth, English is her second language, had knelt down in total joy to embrace as many children as she could hold. Chatting in quick Spanish, she greeted each and every one of the children in succession, leaving no one out. The air was now filled with love, no longer danger. It was just then that I noticed a little girl standing in front of me, her big brown eyes beaming with smile and full of excitement as she reached up, wanted to take my hand. But with great effort, I had to relax my fist in order to reach out and take her fingers with her tiny hand. She wrapped her tiny hand around two of my fingers. And led me forward. Without a word, she drew me forward, thrilled to share with me her little world, her house, her room, her few meager possessions. And in her innocent joy and excitement, she never noticed the tears that were running down my face. Somehow in this moment, this little girl from a small village in the jungles of Ecuador have found a way to reach into a 59-year-old man a whole world away and touch my heart. Mending my old wounds that were long held in secret. She and the other children that we worked so hard for that week touched my soul, my life, so that now, for the first time, I could actually feel what it is to hug and be hugged freely, to smile unguarded, and at long last find within myself forgiveness that was way long overdue. Isn't it funny that what happens when you're willing to selfishly help others, expecting nothing in return? Sometimes you are the one that is truly helped. I know I was. So there I was, deep in the dangerous jungles of my youth, and with the help of a small girl, led a wounded soldier across the finish line. I have found peace at last. Thank you.